A lot can happen between falling in love with a house online and owning it, between imagining living there and breathing in your new home for the first time. Having an advocate who can help you navigate the complex world of financing, inspections, negotiating, analyzing the market, and talking through any anxieties that may pop up, that can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors and bound by a code of ethics, because that's who we are.
When your space has the long-lasting, noticeable scent of Airwick Vibrant Scented Oils, it'll be the spot for everyone. From book club to game night, the kids can even host their friends.
Whoa, it smells amazing.
Airwick Vibrant Scented Oils are infused with 2 times more natural essential oils versus regular Airwick Scented Oils for our most authentic, nature-inspired fragrance experience. Transform your space with scents like white sage and mahogany or lavender and water lily. Now that's a breath of fresh air wick.
What's up, y'all? This is Tim Einenkel with The Library. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. That's at The Library with Tim. That's at The Library with Tim. Also, check me out on rapstation.com for my full interviews and also updates from all the And You Don't Stop crew.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And now, part 2 of my interview with Substantial. So actually, I continue with the album, Home is Where the Art Is. It starts with, the first track is Spilled Milk.
Come on. Yo, man, it's hard when you see more bills than checks. That's why I push your ex people wheels, no flex. While I write day and night just to deal with stress. Walk these DMV streets like I'm still the best. Even though I got an overdrawn account waiting on collab.
And then the last track it ends with Grateful.
Yeah, yeah. When my last experience has been acquired, I've arrived at the date that will expire. Yes. I hope I am surrounded by extraordinary folks that I admire. Yes. And hopefully a few that I've inspired. Yes. Nothing here is certain, except the show must end and they'll eventually close the curtain. Yeah. Will my life be worthy of an encore?
You know, two tracks you could say with the message that I'm blessed, pretty much be blessed with what you have. Don't stress over what you have, because by the end of the day, you're fine. Curious, one, was that on purpose? And 2, why do that?
I mean, definitely, man. As somebody who works with kids, right, part of what you end up doing, you talk to people, you see what's going on. Oftentimes, when a child or anybody comes to you with a problem, it's like some problems are bigger than others, But in the grand scheme of things, the one thing I've learned to be true throughout my life is that it's never as bad as you really think it is, and even if it is bad, there's always somebody out here whose life is far more challenging and going through far worse things than you are. Right. And so it's really just trying to be an optimist, man, just constantly trying to find some good. And, I was just telling my wife the other day, man, I didn't expect to even be alive at this point, bro. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, man. I really didn't think I was going to be here, but I am. And so now that I am, I'm not going to be walking around Debbie Downer, just negative all the time. I can't do it because, I straight up, on everything, dog, on my mama's mama, I did not think I was going to live to be the age that I am. You know what I'm saying? So now that I'm here, you know what I'm saying? And it's from surviving situations with people shooting at me or people in my neighborhood, from, going through a preventative surgery or whatever to prevent cancer, you know what I'm saying? All the stuff that I just had to really capture that with the first song, and then with close out with Grateful to let people know that, I appreciate every blessing I have. And it's just let me reiterate to you. It's I'm not going to cry about all of this stuff, man. I'm going to just keep pressing on and try to shine light, and as much light as I can, to keep inspiring other people to do the same. You know what I mean?
You have, it's prevalent that, and I know you work with kids, and a lot of, your music is you're trying to use your music to inspire. But I want to kind of dig a little deeper. Besides inspiration, a couple of questions, what purpose does music serve for you? And then how much of your music is autobiographical, and how much is it? Are you using it to be a voice for other people, or like a voice for the voiceless?
I want to say, it's kind of like, I want to say it's 50-50, but the reality of it is, I think with every song I do, it's a little bit of both. Even when I do something fictional, like I put some of my truths in there. So, but ultimately, and then the flip side is, even when I do something that's kind of me speaking for someone else, it's like, not for correction. Even when I do something for, like, about my life, oftentimes, I'm speaking on it, and I'm trying to, basically be as open as possible about that particular thing, because I've learned that as personal as I think these situations are, there are other people who can relate to it. And so, I think the longer I've been doing it, and the more I've met people who can relate to some of the strangest things that have happened to me, like when I meet, those situations make me want to write more things kind of opening up about what's happened to me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I think, even in those situations, I'm still kind of speaking for other people, even though that wasn't necessarily the intent when I wrote it, So, yeah, man, it's a little bit of both,
I want to continue with your writing process. I know, through friends that you also write spoken word.
Right.
So, and I've seen, I haven't been to a show, but I've definitely seen, online shows that you cut the beat and you've done a cappella.
Think I graduated from the Xavier Institute for School of Hard Knocks, where I took my classes, where I got my master of ceremony tactics. My poor righteous teachers taught me to make only classics. You may know me as this educator and a vocalist, but who the hell you know's a team player and a soloist? Can dress to impress, but I'm fly when I'm playing. Too thorough, if I quit, you would hire me again. So fire them if they lame. I've come for what's mine. Work around the clock. I can keep up with the time. Since elementary, I flip the dub from a dime. While they get the pink slip, I get the W9.
How is your writing approach, if at all, different when you write for spoken word versus when you you're gonna have, when you write a rap lyric, like when you're gonna have a beat behind you?
Right.
Because a lot of times you could always, I think with if you have a beat behind you, you could always kind of have a throwaway lyric here and there because you have a you have a beat. But with spoken word, it's every word counts. So I guess how do you approach those differently, or do you?
Well, what I do is, I don't necessarily separate the two. I think that the greatest rap lyrics, for the most part, are poetry, with or without the music. Like, the greatest rap lyrics we've ever known, are very poetic. You know what I mean? Like, granted, the beat might have been what sold you on it, but when you take that music away, like, you think of some of the greatest songs that Nas has written, and you read them, it's still pretty amazing. I don't know how, like, folks feel about Jay, but even some of Jay-Z stuff, like, when you just read it, like, I read his book, Decoded, and some of the lyrics, it's like, they read really well because it's written very well. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there's a long list of people I can think of where they're just great writers. And so I, at a very young age or whatever, I stopped separating the two and recognized that, man, like, I think I can go ahead and write some, like, powerful pieces and put it to music and still do my best to make every word count. Now everything might not be as clever or be about oohs and ahs, but I still make sure that I, like, in those moments, it's like, it's not necessarily filler. I just make sure I make a statement that resonates. You know what I mean? So this might not have been the creative thing to say in this particular place, or the flow might not have been the illest thing you've ever heard, but this particular statement needed to be made. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I made it or whatever, and pray, like, hopefully this resonates with somebody. And so, and it's funny, man. Like, the more and more you do it, you start to see some of the things that aren't necessarily the most impressive things you've ever written somehow resonate more than the ones that are.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think I think that was really the best approach for me. It was just to treat this writing like to treat like the rhymes I was writing more like poetry. And that's when I kind of strayed a little away. I still write a battle rhyme here and there, but I kind of strayed away from trying to, quote unquote, convince the world I was the best rapper ever and focus more on like, man, how can I just write words and messages that really resonate with people, you know what I mean?
Right. That was part 2 of my interview with Substantial. His latest album, Home is With You.
People in my neighborhood, in my neighborhood, in my neighborhood. These are the people in my neighborhood, in my neighborhood, in my neighborhood. Yeah, algorithm, what up? Yeah, come on. Things ain't what they seem, you don't know who to believe. From the preachers to thieves, you better watch out now. They wanna get what you got, wanna be what they not. They don't know when to stop, you better watch out now. Arrogance on the prize, want a slice of the pie. Got our eyes on the prize, you better watch out now. Tell them one more again, you better watch out now. Watch out for any half-man Muslims or part-time Christian. Door-to-door Jehovah Witness on a mission. Watch out for the carry-out cat. Carry out chicken in the club with a thug getting carried out. Listen, little later, couple slugs gon' be hurried out the clip. Watch as the party goer stop and scurry out quick. Watch for clean-looking chicks in a dirty outfit with a bit Adam's apple with some hairy armpits. Watch out for the rollers and the scallywags. If you hit it, hope you got a bag for you independent body bag. Gas ain't the only rate. High around here. Ooh, baby, got like it Robin Ish. Not around here. Whoa. Watch out, watch out. Push on, watch out for the old lady watching from the window of a crib. Hardly see her out the house, but she know everybody biz. Watch out now. Things ain't what they seem. You don't know who to believe. From the preachers to thieves, you better watch out now. They wanna get what you got, wanna be what they not. They don't know when to stop. You better watch out now. Arrogance on the prize, want a slice of the pie. Got our eyes on the prize. You better watch out now. Tell them one more again. You better watch out now.
While you at it, better watch that new face on the strip. So you walk into that stash spot, you ain't slick. Keep in mind that pretty young woman you with got some cousins that know about every dollar you get. While you looking, have you seen the ingredients there? If they fried, you gon' buy it, but we need health care. Watching all these young boys as they grow up scared. Never of another man, but of being a man. But they watching entertainers, so they changing their hair to look like theirs. My neighborhood's identity is no longer there. Then up and gentrify them streets we used to ride. Now that old pop pies is luxury high rises. So who you gon'?
Is this house a good price compared to others in the area? Are prices going up or down? If I don't make an offer right this very moment, will I miss my chance? These are just some of the questions a home buyer might ask. And these are the sorts of questions an agent who is a Realtor can help answer. Because Realtors have the expertise, data, and access to specialty training to help you navigate the process of buying a home. They provide support, guidance, and have your back every step of the way. That's what Realtors do, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
When your space has the long-lasting, noticeable scent of Airwick Vibrant Scented Oils, you'll want to invite everyone over, from book club to the fantasy league, even the in-laws.
It smells amazing.
Airwick Vibrant Scented Oils are infused with 2 times more natural essential oils versus regular Airwick Scented Oils for our most authentic, nature-inspired fragrance experience. Transform your space with scents like white sage and mahogany or lavender and water lily. Now that's a breath of fresh Airwick.